Hey, Leos. Ooh, sorry. I've tried to record your video a couple of times. I haven't drawn any cards or anything like that, but every time I start your video, I just break out into laughter. And I'm like, cherry reds. Hi, Leo. Welcome to your June tarot reading. Thank you for being so patient with me. I've had quite the last few weeks. I'm finally in London, you guys. Some of you already know that. And for those of you who have just tuned in, yes, I've just made a grand move, and I'm really, really, really happy to be back in not my hometown, but kind of like one of my home countries. We made it in one piece. Yay! So, Leo. Woo, I'm flushed red. After meditating on your sign, I cannot lie. I'm just like incapable of lying. Consequence of being an Aquarius. With a very passionate Leo moon. So, I had a surge of sexual energy run through me. I'm not gonna lie. Seriously, it was very orgasmic. Having said that, I'm just gonna start shuffling your cards to see what comes out. Ooh, sorry, very confused by that energy, so I'm just gonna put it back in to see what comes out for you. For June. So the nine of swords was in there lingering, flipped a couple of times, hasn't come out on the table, but I'm going to keep that in mind. 9 of swords. We don't like the 9 of swords, but there might be a good reason for its appearance. So, you guys, I think you're going to have a very great month, including myself. It's a month of opportunities and new beginnings. There are a lot of shifts happening, planetary-wise. Lots of planets going direct, some planets changing signs. It's a very active, forward-seeking month, especially with Mercury jumping from sign to sign. There will be a lot of action in the workplace. This is all astrologically speaking. So let's see if the cards reflect that. Oh. Wow. All right. This is interesting. Not so sure what to make of that Ace of Wands that's popped out in the reverse. Interesting, you guys. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, so some serious happenings, you all. Wow, okay. I will lower the screen momentarily so that you have a look. At what it is that I'm seeing. Here you go. All right. What are we to make of all of this? Wow. Okay. This is just surreal. This is so surreal. It's surreal because I've just been attracting a lot of Leo energy recently, this past week. So it just so happens that a couple of very whimsical and spontaneous readings on the go that I've done, I've been in the presence of a couple of Leos, and there are some repeat cards here that are showing up. And this is some form of validation for me that we're still we're still talking about that Leo energy that's just been bursting through me as well personally over the last week. So it was, I won't lie, a little bit difficult for me to start the month of June having done Aries reading, but that was because I was honoring my initial plan, which was I had wanted to go in order of the zodiac and start with Aries, seeing as it was also my first general reading from a new location. It just seemed appropriate, but that Leo energy was still bursting through. Anyway, now that we have actually come to your reading, Leo, which I just couldn't put off any longer because I'm just that curious. I've noticed some repeat cards here. The Six of Cups and this Nine of Cups as well. And the Nine of Swords, actually, that kept flipping within the deck, which I didn't pull out because it just didn't feel so right. Although it did make an appearance twice when I was shuffling. That Nine of Swords is also a recurring card. Okay. And there are a lot of nines, it seems. So Nine of Cups, and we have the Hermit here at the bottom of this reading, which means that you may be actually ending the month or heading the month, depending on how we look at things, with a lot of self-reflection and introspection moving forwards. Yet we are moving forward, it seems, in a very positive light and in a very positive way. And I'm super happy to bring that sort of energy to you, to bring that news to you. It was also the theme that seemed to be overarching Aries reading as well. So maybe there are some common elements between the fire signs this month. So how are we going to make sense of this? You start your reading here with this King of Swords. And will that be another theme actually this month for the signs? We started Aries reading with the Queen of Wands. And that was the only court card that made an appearance. The King of Swords is the only court card that's making an appearance in your reading as well. And this King of Swords is talking about some form of justice coming your way as well. And this justice can be relevant to a new project which you could be taking on or starting soon. It tells me that you are receiving some form of support in terms of starting a new venture, a new project, or a new job within a job, actually. With this Page of Pentacles, that you're receiving some form of validation or confirmation that you can move forward. It's like getting the green light that way, where this might be a rather ambitious project in the workplace. And we start with the Page of Pentacles because it could be something that you have to actually study as well. So it isn't something that you can just pick up and implement on the go. This is the kind of project that will require some research. It will require dedication and ambition. And it will require that you look at it from the perspective of a student almost. So you are expected to be studious, especially if this is the kind of project that will require capital. So a lot of resources, but it's all lights are green for go, because this could take you places in your career that will bring about some form of joy as well for you. So I'm seeing a lot of love here as well, Leo. And that's quite beautiful. However, it happens to be meshing a lot with this work theme that we're talking about here. It's quite an interesting combination. What I love the most about this spread so far is this Sun card that's directly above of this Six of Cups here, which is also above this Nine of Cups in combination with the Hermit, and it's sitting right next to this Four of Wands here. And this is telling me that some of you could be meeting someone, or could be coming into the month of June having met someone new, and it's a rekindling of sorts, because you may have already known this person in another lifetime, which might sound quite foreign for some of you who don't necessarily believe in reincarnation or past lives, but I'm trying to appeal to the masses here. So for some of you who relate to that notion of past lives, then it's like you're rekindling with someone that you've known from another life, so who you've come back into contact with now in this life, and you feel somewhat comfortable with, familiar around, unlike meeting a stranger. So it could, there is a feeling of coming home, because this Sun card talks about that. It talks about feeling closer to home, even though you might be a ways away from home, far away from home. You may not be living in your home country or the city, or you might be living in a completely new city, but for the first time in quite a while, you could be connecting with a couple of people or one person perhaps that makes you feel closer to home that way. It's a very comforting feeling where you're taken back to memories, good memories of the past, and bringing that memories into the present moment. And just to go back a step, that idea that this beautiful love energy that's coming this way is intertwined or meshed in with work or career or the workplace, is as a result of this Three of Wands. So it could be that there is some form of a collaborative project that takes place, again, going back to this Page of Pentacles here, a collaborative project that takes place perhaps in the workplace, which brings you closer together with people, and you will find that the collaboration that takes place perhaps between colleagues, bosses as well, so between your boss and yourself, comes easy and naturally this month, that you won't find yourself having to stress too much. It's just that there's some form of tension as well here that I can't really explain, and it could be to some extent it could be this sexual energy that I was catching on to, because we have the Ace of Wands here, but it's reversed. So it tells me that that energy could be around, but it might not be fitting in the right place, or it could be that the mood is not so right. All right, let me try to gather my thoughts here. Much like in the same way I started this reading and I felt a little bit awkward because it was almost orgasmic. Let's just say that it wouldn't be fitting for me to come to a reading with that sort of energy, right? I mean, there's a time and place for everything. And is it the right time and place for me to experience something like that? Possibly not, because it makes things a little bit awkward for me. It might make things a little bit awkward for you as the receiver of this reading as well. So that's what this Ace of Wands in the reverse could be talking about. It could be talking about experiencing this mushy, lovey-dovey, attractive kind of energy in an environment that doesn't call for it, like the workplace, and not really knowing how to respond to it. there's this feeling of needing to put that off in order to focus on what needs to be looked at this time. There's a call for your attention naturally to get the job done, get things done, but at the same time there is also this pull, this attractive pull to want to have a good time, to be social as well, to be social in the workplace, to make the most out of this beautiful energy, the Six of Cups here. To really come back into contact with this soulmate, which is really nice energy, Leo. This is beautiful energy. But there's going to be a lot on your plate this month as well that requires that focus, that you need to tune in and divide your resources or your attention adequately so. And you'll find that this Ace of Wands, if it's reversed right now, like towards the beginning of the month, that's because it's a delay, basically. It's causing a delay in this gratifying energy that's coming your way. I'm trying to filter my words and be decent. So there's a little bit of a delay, perhaps, at the beginning of the month, just so you can focus your attention on this Three of Wands, so you can really kickstart a project that's been brewing. So it's in the pipelines, it's been in the making, but it's something that you may have been not keeping to yourself, but it could be an ambitious project that you've only shared with a couple of people on the down low, awaiting approval, perhaps from this King of Swords here, who essentially is the one that says, yes, you can go ahead with this, or no, I want you to wait. Maybe we don't have the budget for it. Maybe we don't have the resources for it. But this could be something that you've been pushing for quite a while now. And something that you have been studying as well, or researching. And you find that if you do get that green light, which I do see happening, it could bring back so much, not just to you, but to your team and beyond your team as well. Something that will be appreciated. I know what a few of you might be thinking, okay? Why is she ignoring this five of Cups here? And what are we to make of this Four of Wands? This is the marriage card, or, okay, traditionally speaking, in the Rider-Waite, it can talk about marriage, but in this day and age, the potential for a long-term partnership or coming together with someone and being able to have a bit more of a committed relationship potential is how I like to see this Four of Wands in our day and age. Because not everyone gets married, not everyone gets engaged, or at least not so quickly, right? So the Four of Wands talks about a coming together with someone, or feeling like their energy could mix really well with yours. So things can run quite smoothly. And yes, we could be talking about a soulmate, which is beautiful. This Five of Cups here, one of disappointment and loss. Can be quite a few things. So it could be that this person, because this is what I'm picking up on, it could be this person, whoever it is that we're talking about here, made an appearance at some point in another lifetime. Someone that you came together in another lifetime. However, that relationship led to disappointment and it led to loss. You were unable to move forward with such a relationship that although you may have caught on to the fact that this person was destined for you or fated for you, so you needed to come together, you got ultimately pulled apart from one another because, yes, okay, and you were unable to come back home with this person. So this idea of coming home with the Sun card is uniting yourself with your second half, your better half, your significant other, so to speak, and not necessarily just your better half, because just like you may perceive a partner as a better half, doesn't take away from your own value, because they are likely to perceive you as their better half as well. So this idea in the past that you may have come together with someone and it could have been a good thing, but it somehow ended up erupting into just a grandiose version of disappointment or loss, that a bit of an overwhelming sensation there, right? That feels like it's too much to handle in the moment, but in essence isn't, because again, for me personally, when I read and I see a 5 always talks about this temporary sensation, and I'm attributing this 5 of Cups more to a loss and a disappointment that was experienced earlier on with this person. When I mean earlier on, again, we don't have to be talking about this lifetime at all. And so your initial impression of this person being fated was taken away from you. In this case, what I really like is that we are skipping this 5. We're skipping this 5 of Cups. We're moving from the 4 of Wands, which is this beautiful sensation that you can be uniting with someone and you can make it. So there is like long-term potential there. You go from this beautiful energy straight to feeling like, yes, this is the right person. Or this is one person that I want to get to know because they make me feel comfortable. They make me feel comfortable in my own skin. They are reminding me of what it's like to be home, surrounded by family and friends that I love. And again, supported by this Sun card here, which is that feeling of coming home, which is unimpeded in this reading. It is not impeded by this 5 of Cups. This 5 of Cups is far away from the energy that this Sun is kind of radiating outwards onto the rest of your reading, which I really love, because it means that no matter how many ill-dignified cards that we have surrounding it, including this Ace of Wands that's just reversed for now, it's being delayed for now, there's a lot more positive benefits to reap from the Sun card. A major arcana card like this will empower all other minor cards that come around it. The only other major card that we have in your reading is the Hermit card. The Hermit is moving and progressing forward into this 9 of Cups, suggesting that this desire to come together with someone, this wish perhaps that you will be happy once again, can actually be fulfilled this time around. And you'll see it come to you because you've been working hard. And that's how I find it difficult to separate work from love this time around, because it says that, to me, we go through phases where sometimes we lose people that we love, and we lose friends, or we find that friends may drift away from us, or that we are temporarily taken away from our family, whom we feel very close to, whom we feel nurtured when we're around them. So it may feel as though that grounding element that makes you feel very comfortable has been ripped apart from your very core, from your very being. So how do you fill that void with excitement and passion and expansion that Leo loves. How do you come back into this exciting feeling where you're being supported by the sun, and one of your rulers is in fact the sun? So when we have the sun card, this tells me that you come back into being, into your very natural element here with the sun card. So by going through a phase where you found yourself being separated from those that you love, family, friends, perhaps feeling a little bit lonely at some point, which is a bit natural, you have to engross yourself in work, in other projects, in yourself, and work hard. As they say, you work hard, you can play hard. So, playtime is around the corner for Leo because you've been working hard. Now, some of you, and it's normal, there's always going to be a bit of a mismatch, right? I can't say that everyone's been working hard because that would be a lie. It's very possible that some people have been slacking, and those people perhaps may come to encounter some form of disappointment or loss midway through the month, where it seems like anything that they did procrastinate on in the past, with this 3 of Wands, they won't see a return in their labor come back as grandly as you would have liked, in other words. This doesn't mean that it's too late, though. It's never, ever, ever too late. It just means that the more you put into something, the more you'll get out of it. And essentially what you're getting out of this hard work this month is love. Such a cliche. Yeah. It's the Hermit walking up to this 9 of Cups here, this wish card, this happy card. Happiness, a lot of happiness, and enough happiness to share with others as well. You are given a choice here to extend that love and that potential for that long-term potential that I was talking about here with this soulmate, whoever this person may be. That's on you. If you want to bring down your defenses as a result of having felt like, again, you were being ripped apart, pulled away from friends, family, people that you really loved and adored at some point in the past. And it might not even be the recent past. We could really be talking about distant past, over the 1.5 years is what I'm getting. That naturally makes anyone want to build a border and place a border between themselves and the rest of the world, just so that you protect yourself from, you could have been protecting yourself from other connections with people because you were afraid that those people would go away, or, face the same fate that had already happened with previous relationships. So rather than get too involved, you may have distanced a few people away from those potential relationships. Now you're being given another chance to dive back into that realm, now that you have sort of grounded yourself in the workplace and perhaps even in the home, as well, where you feel a lot more comfortable now than you may have around a year ago, could be. So the potential to expand your horizons that way, to include other people, other friendships, is a lot easier. And you're ready to break down those defenses. You're ready to bring down that wall that you built that was a protective measure against becoming hurt, potentially, again. You are left with all this happiness and are contemplating by the end of the month what you would like to do with it, whether or not you would like to go from being so inwards back to being outwards again, which is what this Sun card would expect. It's time for Leo to do what Leo loves, and that's just give a lot of that beautiful potential that you have, beautiful energy and feelings, to those who you feel deserve it, instead of looking at past disappointment and hurt. Realize that there are so many good, better things coming for you. These 2 cups behind you, they await your arrival into this feeling that you can really start to grow into happiness again, and not necessarily alone anymore. Interesting reading, you guys. Interesting reading. What can I say? More than that, not really anything else, because, yeah. Revel in the glory of having love through collaboration this month. Those are my final words for you, because there's a lot to come out of it. So enjoy that, Leo, because it looks like June is going to be a pretty nice month. Let's hope. I have a Leo moon, so I'm hoping for this as well. And I just started a new job too, so any big projects coming my way with this Page of Pentacles here, I would want to see succeed. Collaboration with peers and co-workers, yeah, why not? It's nice to see that there doesn't always have to be a divide between our personal life and our work life, and that the 2 can merge every now and then, that your comfort zones can overlap, that you can be yourself around teammates and team members. You don't have to always place a barrier between yourself and everything else that seems very official. I do agree that sometimes it can get a little bit disconcerting to mesh energies that should remain personal with energies that are expected to be more business-like. And essentially this is why we have this Ace of Wands reversed here. But that's okay. That is you maintaining a professional demeanor, which is what is expected of everyone, in order to get things done. And in order to move forward in that professional manner that is expected of all of us. But don't block out that love and that potential for love to grow, because it's there. And it might just be creeping into that professional barrier. But trust that you will know what to do with it. Trust that you will know what to do with it. Follow your heart, Leo. Alright, you guys. Have a good month. Have a good June. Thank you so much for your love and support. I love you guys. And I will talk to you soon. Namaste.